Hey, what's up? It's Weston. This is the channel message that I'm bringing through for my fellow widows out there. I lost my spouse 4 years ago. It was just the first 2 years, especially, were brutal. And then I did a lot of healing and work to really improve myself, and it's made all the difference. But so there's also the message for singles and divorcees obviously applies because when you're a widow, you lost somebody, you're single. Um, I know I'm like laughing about it now, but I was really down in the dumps about it. But you know, but this message is specifically for the people that have become widowed over the past decade. Okay, so literally, for the past decade, so from 2016 to 2026, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But um, so for the past decade, okay, and this Ring of Fire portal, okay, from the 18th of January to February 17th, when the eclipse is, um, in February 2026, is when the year of the fire horse starts as well. And so this is timeless and everything, but it's part of a bigger message. So that's where we're going with that. But so um, whatever your higher power is, or the universe, it wants you to look back at this time frame, okay, from 2016 to 2026, okay, and this Ring of Fire portal, so back to 2016, is what they want you to look at and take note of where in 2016, like where you were and what your life was like, and slowly go through the time period and remember how different society and all kinds of things that would have seemed impossible to you, or you would have never believed would come to pass. Like nobody in their right mind could convince you. And I'm not going to go over all of them. It's personal and it's different for everyone. But you would never believe that they would come to pass. So just look at them and how much change and how many changes to yourself, your life, to society in general have come to pass that you just never would thought would be possible. And it just would have been so unbelievable back in 2016. And the amount of change between 2016 and 2026 alone, it's ridiculous. And there are things that my late spouse and I bore witness to that blew our minds, will blow your minds. In the world, in our lives, in the business opportunities, there were successes, there were delays, there were challenges, just all sorts of things from all sorts of these people that needed to be cut out, and we did cut them out. And unfortunately, still, my spouse passed, and there's a lot of people up in our energy. And you got to get rid of that. You really do. You got to put up boundaries with people, and you got to cut out toxic people. Okay? But in retrospect, what was seemingly impossible in 2016 has transpired, both personally and globally. And to realize this, and your beliefs and your inner dialogue and what you tell yourself, be it from personal experiences, traumas, your generational beliefs, your generational traumas, thought forms, it shapes a lot of these core beliefs. And you really got to start working on this in this 4-week period, because that's what this Ring of Fire portal is for, from January 18th to February 17th. It's for us to, level up and clear out what isn't necessary in your life and allow for what is to come in. Because we're entering the year of the fire horse. It's going to happen fast. And it's up to us to, and this might be a little triggering here, but to create a blank canvas in our mind, our body, and our soul. And maybe triggering to widows especially. I know, as they know what it's like to feel like you're letting somebody go that was important to you, but you're not. They're everywhere around you. Okay? Bear with me, okay? Because we need to create blank canvas and allow Spirit, God, the divine, your ancestors, our passed on loved ones, along with the universe and our soul, to paint a new picture. Okay? That's so important. Okay? And you need to paint a new picture when needed. And that's what I received this message most recently of all, and that's when I knew that it was ready for me to pass it on to you. So this is something that we must do from time to time, and to elevate our vibration, more often. And it's okay to create from a blank canvas, because it doesn't mean that we're erasing or painting over past experiences. As those paintings hang in your spiritual and personal gallery, they're always there, all of them, the good, the bad, and the ugly. They're core, important reminders that you create and that you hang on to be able to grow and improve as a spiritual artist. And remember, you're not using the same canvas. So you're not painting over the memories with that person. You're not painting over some masterpiece of a relationship. Okay, this is a totally new canvas. So it's important as an artist to know when to stop painting another stroke, not one more stroke. Okay, stop work on the work as it is, like a work of art is complete. Okay, and that's when it's time to begin working on a new masterpiece, and that's what it's giving. That's what it's time for. And it's like, it does not mean just letting go of the loved one that you still hold dear and always will, and they're all around you. They're right there painting with you. Okay, that's what I'm hearing, is they're painting it with you. And this is the point of this Ring of Fire portal, is to sort of sense their energy with you, and the universe is readying you for the year of the fire horse. And so it's time to open up again. It really is. It may be difficult. It may seem like, you don't want to do that, but it's important to open up again and release the past and reinvent yourself. And it's like, this is a year one. And it's also very rare alignment of the planets, of the cosmos, that nobody alive has ever seen. Like, nobody, like from babies to really old, like 100-something-year-old people. None of them have lived through this alignment that we have right now. And nobody alive now will ever experience it again. That's the other thing. Like, so, and so it's like we need to just let the past and the negativity go, as is not letting anyone go. And those living, you gotta clear out people you gotta live out or clear out these lower vibe people to make new, positive, high vibe soul tribe. Okay? That's what I'm getting. So, I empathize with you, all my widows out there, and we're in this together. We gotta all support each other a lot more in this world. It's very important. We need this sense of community. Like, we really do. And we all need to work on this together. So, in any case, that's the beginning of this message. I feel like there's going to be a lot more coming through on it. I really do. But I felt it was finally ready when I got this last bit of information about it. So anyway, I love you so much, and you're very loved, and the universe supports you, and it's just time to open up and to love again. It really is. That's what life's about. And you'll never... Oh, there's one last thing. So the last thing was, no matter what, like, anyone new that you find, they should never, ever tell you to not talk about your passed on widow, because they're not alive. It's not like an ex that could come back in and take you away. This person is not here materially. They're only here energetically. And so talking about them from time to time and everything, like, they should not be getting triggered by that at all. And if they do, it's not the right person. I'm sorry, it just isn't. Because there's no threat that this person poses to them. So it's completely healthy to have memories of a person. And that's when you know you're healed. And when you're healing, like, is that when you can think of the positive memories. So it's like, nobody should be telling you, just stop talking. Like, nobody should be doing that. But especially not a new partner. Like, they should actually be interested in it and want to hear more about that person, because, it's a part of you. And so they should want to know about it. They should enjoy hearing the stories that make you laugh, that you're thinking about. Anyway, okay. So that's it. I love you so much, and have a really good day or night, wherever you're from. Okay. Bye.